Welcome to Scott on Security. I'm Scott Beck, CEO of Beck Tech and co-star of the Amazon Prime documentary Cybercrime. Listen, I just finished recording a session for a CBS affiliate in Washington. Took off the tie and the suit jacket. It was getting kind of hot here in my little recording studio. Got a call last week, and it got me thinking that a lot of people probably haven't got to the point of realizing your phone system could be a way in for the bad guys into your network. And what am I talking about? Well, somebody called and said their phone system wasn't working anymore, and we started working with their phone vendor, and it turned out they had been using basic, very weak passwords on their mailboxes. So what you may or may not know about most phone systems in your office is if you call in and get to your extension number, there's a password to get into managing your account. That's where you can go and check and listen to your voicemail, set up out of office messages, that kind of thing. Well, if you're using weak passwords and the bad guys call into your extension and they put in the password and now they have full control of your mailbox, they can start doing some pretty interesting things. And what it turned out for this company was the bad guys that got in and set up forwarding rules. So when someone called their office number, instead of it ringing their phone on the desk, it was going to forward out that call to an international long-distance number. Now, luckily, in this situation, the phone vendor had set it up so it would not transfer calls outside of the local area code. So they were lucky that it wasn't worse. They didn't get hit with multi-$1,000 long-distance phone bills. So that was good. And why would the hackers do this? Well, as I was explaining to them, let's say that I'm a hacking group and I'm about to set up a new campaign because, listen, folks, I've talked about it many, many times. Hacking is a business, big business, billions and billions and billions of dollars of business. I mean, it makes up something like 15 or 20% of the world gross domestic product. Big business. So I'm setting up a campaign, and we know it's a numbers game. We got to send out millions of emails or text messages to try to reel in some people into our scam. So what are we going to do to try to minimize our risks? Put on your bad guy thinking cap. Well, we're going to set up a temporary website. We're going to buy some hosting somewheres, and it was not going to trace back to us. And now we need a telephone number so that if people, depending on what the scam is, maybe they're trying to get people to call in, maybe they're offering support, maybe they're going to become a fake Microsoft account or the IRS or Canada Revenue, whatever the case is, and they need a telephone number. Obviously, they don't want to use their telephone number. They need somebody else's number they can put on the website. Thus, they hack telephone systems. They get into the mailbox, they forward that call out. Now, oftentimes, these websites may only be up 48, 72 hours, maybe a week, whatever the case may be. They know when they get into these phone systems that it's only a matter of time before it's discovered and shut off. But it can be, especially if you're a big company, it can be a few days before support traces back the problem and figures out what's going on. Imagine if you had a couple hundred users and only one or two people were complaining their phone system wasn't working. It might take some time for support to figure out that the mailboxes have been hacked. So I'll back up again. So now I've hacked the mailbox. I'm using your telephone number to forward traffic to my phone, which is overseas. And I know that I've got probably 24, 72 hours before that goes away. So now I can start sending out my scams. I can start sending out the emails, the text messages, whatever avenue of attack I'm going to be using. And when people are calling in, they're calling your phone system and it's getting transferred to my number. Well, Scott, aren't people going to get caught? Well, this is where it gets devious. Have you ever watched those TV shows online? Maybe, and we don't know for sure, but maybe that telephone number's transferring to another telephone number that's been hacked. That number could then be transferring to another, and then finally it's transferring to the real spot. See where I'm getting at? So they could actually have that phone hop a couple of places, or even if they don't, Maybe it's just going to your phone and then direct to a telephone number they've got. Maybe they're using a burner cell phone. It's a throwaway phone. They know it's only going to be good for so long. So they know they've got a time frame that they can use this number for. And either you're going to discover it and shut it off. Oh, well. Or they're going to be shutting down the website or changing the phone number on the website. And they'll just go back in and turn off the forwarding. Either way, very little risk to the bad guys. And you could be footing the bill to be helping a cybercrime organization make money and scam people without even knowing it. So your phone systems, there's two ways in. Depending on how you're set up, it could be coming across the internet, and you should have security in place to try to block that from happening. We see those attacks all the time if you're using what's called a VoIP phone or voice over IP using the internet, or they could be hacking individual mailboxes. Those are the two ways bad guys can get into your phone system, and you have to make sure that you got protections in place, luckily like this person did, to stop calls from being forwarded out. So worst case that happened for this person was if someone called into their office and they hit that extension, it said, sorry, we can't transfer the call. Okay, it was inconvenient, bit of a pain in the butt, and took a little bit to figure out for them, but for a couple of hours, their phone on their desk didn't ring. Okay, much better than what could have happened. There could have been huge phone bills. There could have been involved in a police investigation if things trace back to their phone. That's possible. We've seen that with some cases of content that are hot button issues. I'm not going to go into great detail what those are. If you've got questions about what those are, feel free to hit me up and I'll answer them. But keep in mind, your phone system is another way cyber criminals can get into your business, and you need to take steps to make sure that you have it protected. Tune in again tomorrow. We'll get another video up and another talking point, and we'll discuss some more about cybercrime and things you need to be doing to protect yourself, your family, and your business.